Hey guys, Suspicious Tree here, and I'm going to show you how I keep my PC clean, up to date, and ready to go for gaming. Because if you don't really do anything to your computer for a long time, it can have problems like things running in the background that you don't even know are running in the background, and uh, and different drivers not being updated, and just having your PC dirty, as we say, in a lot of different ways. So I'm about to show you how I keep my PC ready for Warzone. So first off, we have this first program, ccleaner. We're going to go into here, and it's actually a very reliable source. A lot of people use ccleaner, and I'm going to show you how to use it to clean up your drive or wherever you store most of your data on. So first, you're going to do the health check. Click for the health check. It's going to say your PC is not very good. By the way, all of this software is 100% free. Anyway, it's going to say my PC is feeling better now. That's the first step you're going to do. If you're a little bit more advanced, you can go into custom clean and go into different applications that you have and see what you want to do in a more advanced way, although I don't recommend it. The health check is actually pretty good for most applications. So next off in ccleaner, you're going to go into registry, and all you got to do is scan for issues. Wait for it for a second. I've never had any problems with this. I've never had something this part of the program cause problems for my computer, so it's relatively safe. Well, not relatively, it's just safe. So after you've scanned for issues, you're going to review those selected issues. It's going to ask do you want to back up the registry before making changes? No, you don't need a backup. You don't need to back any of this. And you're going to say fix issue or fix all issues if it has more than one, and then close it down. Next, you're going to go into Tools and go into the uninstall software, and then go through all your programs. And if you don't know what it is, if it's like a Microsoft thing, like one of these, don't delete it. It might cause extreme problems for your PC if you delete something like that. But for the most part, if you see something that you know is not going to affect your computer, or something that you just don't want on your computer, like Candy Crush or any of those games that come preloaded on Windows 10, delete them, uninstall them, make sure they're off your computer, not causing you any problems, and making sure you don't have any drive space taken up. Next, we are going to go to, we're going to go to Startup, and you're going to go through these 4 tabs. What you're going to do on these 4 tabs is make sure that nothing starts up on your computer that you don't want to start up every single time. So for example, I don't have Discord or Steam starting up every time I run my computer because I'm not using Steam every time I run my computer. I only want to open Steam and have it update when I open Steam. Same with Discord, ccleaner itself. I don't want any of these things running as soon as I open my computer because I want a nice fast computer as soon as I open it. And go to all 4 tasks and make sure none of the stuff that you don't want running does not run. So for example, I don't have driver booster from iOrbit running, which I will talk about later right here. I also don't have iFun, which is the recording software where there's probably a watermark right here that I use. I don't have any of that stuff running. I have all the Microsoft stuff and nvidia stuff running because that's essential to my drivers and everything that I need. But I don't have a system defrag running either. Next, another thing, 2 more iOrbit things. I don't need those things running as soon as I open my computer. I only want them to run when I click on it, so I make sure that that isn't turned on. Next, Windows services. Same thing right here, BattleEye service from BattleEye. I think that's a anti-cheat software for one of the games that I play. You don't need that running every time you run the computer. It's going to open as soon as you open that game. So you just go through, make sure nothing you want, like EA stuff. You don't need Origin running every single time you open your computer. Make sure none of this stuff is running when you open your computer. ccleaner also has a lot of other things that I did not talk about, like disk analyzer, browser plugins, all that good stuff, all these good tools to make sure your computer's running clean, but that's the main things I use. Next up, we're going to go to GeForce Experience. If you have a GeForce graphics card, this is essential. You actually have to have this program if you have a NVIDIA graphics card. It makes sure the drivers on your graphics card and even your games are, the settings are up to date. You can change that setting. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But anyway, make sure you open GeForce. You can probably tell where to download that. Just go to NVIDIA's website to download it. Go to GeForce, go to drivers, and then check for updates. So always make sure the drivers on your graphics card are always updated. They always should be, or else you might have performance problems in games like Call of Duty Warzone. And one more thing in GeForce Experience, make sure you go to the gear icon and go to Games and Apps, Optimal Playable Settings. Make sure this is unchecked, or else you might come into Call of Duty or any other game and some of your graphics settings will be set to what NVIDIA wants it and not you automatically. So make sure that's unchecked, because that could cause problems in the future. Next, we're going to go on to Driver Booster. Driver Booster is another iOrbit software, like System Defrag or Advanced System Cleanup, if you ever heard of that. And it's just another software that keeps a lot of things like battery drivers, network drivers, even Bluetooth drivers up to date, so your computer's running at its best with all the drivers it needs for the different programs that it uses. So make sure you, when you first open this, there's going to be a big red button that says Scan for Updates. And you're going to press that button that says Scan for Updates, or whatever it does say, and it's going to scan for the essential updates. You can't upgrade for Pro, and it's going to update other things that you don't really need. It's going to update, like, for example, Microsoft CC. I don't really need that. Or this. I don't need Microsoft Visual. It's going to update the extra stuff. But the absolute essential things that are going to be updated can be updated by Driver Booster free. So make sure you download that. I might or might not put this in the link in the description, but make sure to download this, and it keeps most of your drivers up to date that are not graphics card drivers. Next, if you really want to be thorough and make sure that your game is running up to snuff, you can go to any defrag software. I like using the iOrbit software because it's uniform with this. And even if you don't want to use ccleaner, you can use Advanced System Care or whatever it's called. You have all iOrbit software. But what Smart Defrag does is defrag your hard drive. You don't want to defrag an SSD if you're not running a mechanical hard drive. But if you have a mechanical hard drive like I do right here, you can go into that and defrag it. What that does is it just helps optimize the drive. I could go into detail on what defragging a hard drive actually does, but it does optimize the hard drive. This does take a while. It can take hours upon hours to do, but just leave it running overnight. It'll optimize your hard drive and hopefully have the games on that hard drive run a little bit smoother. If you're absolutely having a crap ton of issues in a game, make sure you optimize the drive that game is on with a defrag software. Next up and last up, we're going to go into Task Manager. And in Task Manager, you're just going to go into everything that you do not want to run, just like the other things in ccleaner. But these are the things that are actually running on your system right now. So you can, before you play a game or whatever, just hop up into Task Manager and make sure nothing you don't want running, that things that you don't want running are not running. So, for example, photos. I don't need photos running at all right now. I don't have any photos on my computer. Same thing with your phone, Xbox Console Companion. I'm not running that right now. I don't need it. So I can close those things out. Next, we're going to go up to Startup. If you did not find any of these programs in ccleaner and you still don't want them starting up, you can go out here and make sure they don't start up when you start your computer. I'm actually going to disable Spotify right now. Next, you're going to go into Details. Or is it Detail? Yeah, you can go into Details and even look here for anything that might be running that you do not want running if you really are having problems in your game. I rarely go into Details. I don't really have to go into here to close out anything that's not running. But it is an option if you want to make sure that you're getting the best performance in your game. Just hop up into Task Manager and make sure nothing is running that you don't want running. So we're going to exile that. And that's the end of my video. Just a nice little 10-minute video of how to keep your PC clean. Well, at least how I like to keep my PC clean. I don't run an antivirus software. That does take a little bit of CPU percentage in Task Manager. I can actually show you right now. It does heighten your CPU usage if you do use an antivirus. I think I think it's just CPU. It's either CPU or a little bit of disk. Either way, it does take up usage in some of your PC's core, what's it called? Your PC's core systems in your PC. So I don't run an antivirus. Just don't be an idiot online, and you don't really need an antivirus. Anyway, that is the end of my video. I hope you trees have a great day, and thanks for watching.